The colors you are looking at right now are not real. In fact, this is not a white shirt that I'm wearing. Here, come take a closer look. This shirt is actually made out of tiny red, green, and blue lights because you are looking at it on a screen. In fact, any screen that you've ever looked at uses a hack to trick your brain into seeing colors that don't exist. So if I can hack your eyeball with red, green, and blue lights, what if I could apply that to a painting to make your brain see colors that don't exist? Have you ever seen an edge-lit acrylic sign? They're pretty cool. They work by shining a light into a piece of plastic, and then if that plastic is etched, it catches the light and shines that light out into your eye. I think this is a really unique medium for art. You see, paint and pigment absorbs light and reflects certain colors back into your eye. This doesn't do any absorption. This just acts as a light source itself, shining that light directly into your eyeball. But there is a big shortcoming with this. It can only show you one color at a time. If I want to make a cool work of art, I need to be able to use all the colors. You can't get that with just a dumb piece of plastic and an LED strip. Or maybe you can. So how does your brain see color? Well, inside your eye, there's a type of cell called a cone, and you have reddish sensitive cones, greenish sensitive cones, and bluish sensitive cones. So let's take a look at a special color here, yellow. It's halfway between red and green. And because of that, it excites these two cone cells the exact same amount. Knowing that, we can do a little hack here. So let's get real yellow out of here. Now let's make some fake yellow. All I need to do is excite these two cones the same amount. So let's get some red light and some green light set to the same brightness and mix them together. And now we have yellow. And to your brain, these are sending the exact same signal as the real thing, and you cannot tell the difference. This is the technology that effectively has enabled CRT televisions to LCD displays to OLED screens. It's all using this same fundamental trick. How can we apply that to this? Inside a full color image are actually 3 black and white images, one for the red channel, the green channel, and the blue channel. All we have to do is take an image and divide it into 3 channels, red, green, and blue. Etch 3 of these and light them with red LEDs, green LEDs, and blue LEDs. And because they are transparent, theoretically, if I stack them all together, they will blend and they will hack your brain the same way a TV screen does and trick you into seeing all the colors of the rainbow. I've been wanting to do this project for over 10 years. I got an interesting idea a few years back. Hey, Corey. He's named Corey after the company, Corridor. Red LEDs on one set, the green on another, and the blue on another. And then I use a Dremel to go to town etching the whole thing. Now, when I tried this art project first, like 10 years ago, I used a Dremel and I started scratching the acrylic by hand, which was taking forever, and it was not at all an accurate process. That is until the Bamboo Labs H2D came along. Now, you might be looking at this and be like, whoa, Niko, this is a 3D printer. Guess what? It's not just a 3D printer. It has interchangeable module heads. In this case, we're gonna swap out to a cutting module. It lets you cut things like paper, leather, plastic, etc. They actually have a laser module. And if you use the 40-watt laser module, you can cut up to 15 millimeter thick plywood. Oh, looks like our 3D print has literally just finished, because we are also printing the frame to hold these pieces. This yellow material here is part of this piece, printed simultaneously in the piece along with the rest of it. Because we have 2 nozzle heads, we just have 2 materials ready to go, and there is no waste, and it's way faster. And here, we're just being artistic and doing different colors, but you can do different materials. So imagine printing a tool and then printing TPU on the handle to give yourself a grip. It's that flexibility that this machine offers that made this project possible. And it's pretty nuts that we can jump from one entire industrial manufacturing process to another entire industrial manufacturing process. It really is a little manufacturing hub in your home. Or as I like to think of it, an entire maker shop in one box. If you want to check out more about the Bamboo Lab H2D or get one for yourself, we'll have a link in the description. Back to my artistic struggles. The first step is to figure out how to even etch a picture onto acrylic. I need a way to turn a JPEG made out of pixels into an SVG or a vector file made out of paths, which the cutting tool can then trace. Now, this isn't as simple as it sounds, and here's why. Think of the unetched acrylic as the color black, and when I etch it, that's making the color white. But how do I make all the shades of gray in between? Well, I can't. I need another hack. With ink, when artists want to shade, they use a technique called cross-hatching. I could try to figure out some cross-hatching filter that I can then maybe trace in Adobe Illustrator. I'm like, we live in the modern era where you can use English words to make programs. And the computer goes, I got you. Let me make it into computer speak. And it does a translation for you. I sat down and explained the entire program. I wanted white to be nothing. And then the next step up to be horizontal lines, then horizontal and vertical lines, then horizontal, vertical, and diagonal, and then horizontal, vertical, diagonal, and diagonal. And it spat out an SVG file. So let's find out. We're just gonna drag this into Bamboo Suite. It did it. Yes. Amazing. I love it. You guys have no idea what's in store for you guys with computers. Computers are gonna be nuts in like 5 to 10 years. But theoretically, the knife will just go bzzz. I don't even like care about the image right now. I just want to see it. I'll care about the picture later. That's where I'm at right now. I guess we hit go. In 2 hours, we will have a perfect etching of my cat. Wow, look at it go. This is gonna work great. This is gonna work really well. All right, Milo, let's go look at this etching. I got this acrylic right here, Milo. This is a little knife right here. It goes through and scrapes. Now this looks pretty dang great. You definitely tell what it is. So that's a good step. All right, let's see how this looks. Oh yeah. Corey's giving me really good tonal detail. She's got pure black on her fur and she's got pure white. So theoretically, the grayscale values are coming through correctly. By transferring an image to the acrylic standpoint, this is working fantastically. And now it's just a matter of RGBifying it.
Milo, what do you think your dad should make a picture of?
Squirtle.
Squirtle. We were talking about Pokemon on the car right here. I invented all these tools and I'm having the time of my life.
When new tools come out, there's nothing more fun than the race to make something with it first.
And so ideas that I didn't consider to be possible before now are, and I want to do them.
Right in the middle of this project, this discovery that I can just unlock all these ideas I have. And it's like, focus, focus. I need to give an image to you guys and have it be super cool and have it be something you've never seen before. What's it gonna look like? Right now, it's a good question. I was trying to figure out what image I should use as my next test image. If we're testing colors, what better way to test colors than to make an image that contains every single possible color in it? And so I decided to sit down and try to like create some sort of like a crystal growth algorithm using Claude
No, but I'm just gonna make a crystal growth algorithm.
To grow an RGB crystal where you start with a color, it spreads out and creates different groupings and clusterings of color without repeating a single pixel. And you end up with an image that contains every single color possible. So this is a distance priority white seed crystal, quadrantal symmetry, natural growth structure.
Quadrantal?
I also really like these nebula ones.
I like this one. It's like art from math.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, this video was supposed to be about like the new 3D printer and is quickly becoming just a really cool video about color theory.
It's always been a video about color theory. So currently I'm actually running a test image, which is this. Now I have my rainbow color test around her in the background.
Okay, okay.
Good test subject for this, but not what the final art project will be. So where is the actual art piece at? Well, right now it is not here. I don't actually have a crazy image to make, which immediately feels like I'm setting myself up for failure and for this video to not be interesting, but don't worry. First, I need to create the technique and get an idea, and then get inspired by it and go, what does this unlock? And then let that open up a new part of my mind to think about things and get inspired and then make art.
He doesn't know what he wants to paint yet. He's had years to figure out what to make.
We finally have a red, green, and blue pass set up. Let's see how it looks. I am honestly nervous because the implications of this not working out or needing a lot of work is that we have a lot more work on our hands and a deadline fast approaching. Okay, I'm all lined up. It's a little underwhelming. It's a lot of underwhelming. Oh no! The real issue here is just that it's not up against the LEDs. I think we can take this to the finish line. A redesign of the stand. Panels being a little bit further apart actually, so you don't get as much spill from one panel to the next. A slightly less dense etching pattern, and then I think we have ourselves an actual winner of a piece here. Also just doing a design that's not quite as thick with the lines will help. Like this picture is not made for this medium. This picture is a test for this medium. It is a stress test. I am putting every color into this image. And it's all bright, you know? So with that in mind, the next step is to make an image that works for this medium. What will that be? I don't know. I need to work on that.
Sometimes when you hit a block on a project, you find yourself doing anything except actually working on the art that you set out to create.
Okay, Mrs. Smash King.
I cannot stress enough how important it is just to start. It doesn't matter that you don't have an idea yet.
By starting to make it, you will discover it in that process.
We have like 3 to 4 days, maybe 5, to finish this video. Here's the plan. Tomorrow we're going to make the final piece using the knowledge that we've gained from actually going through the process now. Tonal range is working fantastically. Black looks awesome, white looks awesome. So I'm gonna make sure my picture contains elements that have a lot of contrast like that. That looks awesome. And now it's just a matter of making more art. Secondly, red obviously is strong, blue is strong, green is strong. Secondary colors, the cyans, magentas, and yellows. If that's the color palette I focus on, I can get some really cool, vibrant, striking imagery. And then third, there's depth to the image, which I hadn't really thought about at all. You have a foreground, middle ground, background with these 3 layers. I'm confident that if I design a piece that plays to those strengths, it'll come out really cool.
Inspiration is not enough to finish a work of art, and tools aren't enough to finish a work of art. The only way to finish it is to finish it.
The art form isn't the picture. The art form is the project.
Here's 4 pictures, and they kind of go in order of like the 2 on the left were experiments as I was kind of figuring things out, and then 2 on the right are like images that are crafted a little more intentionally. But I'm just gonna turn them all on.
Dude, this is the moment. All right, I'm
What
ready.
on earth?
Ready?
Give it to me.
Whoa!
Wow! Wow!
Wait, what the heck am I even looking at?
It worked! It worked!
It worked!
It
What is
worked!
going on? What worked?
It worked!
Whoa!
Dude, look at that color. Second one is a rough 1-hour portrait I did of Ivy on my iPad.
Oh, Ivy looks great. I've seen her give that look.
Yeah.
That's Ivy going, Niko.
But here's the actual painting, and it actually matches pretty well.
Yeah, no, that, I'm trying to see where it doesn't match.
So this morning I painted a new one.
Oh.
I painted a space battle. When I was growing up, before I wanted to make movies, I wanted to blow things up in movies. Being a pyrotechnician was my dream job. A good old-fashioned solid space battle.
I love that I can actually see it's a fiery fireball.
Yeah.
It like really looks like if you were standing in like a Commodore 64 game.
You can like change the white balance and the color balance just like you would in Photoshop, but physically just by changing your red, green, and blue values.
That's crazy.
Oh, whoa.
That's so, you can color correct your art on the wall.
Dude, the explosion one looks so much more like an explosion now.
Yeah.
Keep it, I like it. What's this one supposed to be?
And there is one idea I've been talking about this whole time, a cloudscape. An image of growing up in Minnesota that's like stuck in my mind. A countryside, maybe a building in the distance, like farmland, some forests, and then a crazy sky just like lit from the sun. You can see the clouds coming up over the horizon. There's always this feeling of like adventure. Just right over that horizon is something new and some new possibility and something crazy.
Whoa, the thundercloud? That one looks really cool.
Was that intentional on the right to have a bit of a 3D effect?
A little bit.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's got like depth to it in a way that a normal display doesn't.
And when you get really close to it, you can see the, oh wow.
It's a red component, a green component, and a blue component. But when you step back and look at it, it is just white.
Yeah.
Color theory.
I really appreciate you guys taking a look and sharing your thoughts and reactions.
Yeah, you guys pulled off something pretty incredible. I've never seen anything like this before.
It's all about the inspiration. You know, it could be anything. Everyday life, man. That's inspiration for me.